of entertainment, current events, and Hollywood. Don't miss Creator to Creators, hosted by the filmmaker Meosha, known for the Shudder hit documentary Horror Noir and the acclaimed film Anatomy of an Anti-Hero, Redemption. This show features interviews with filmmakers and creatives from around the globe. Join the fun with guest celebrities and gain valuable insights. Subscribe now and follow Creator to Creators.
Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Creators to Creators today. Today we have a special guest.
This is JustHutch here, and let's get it.
So you have, first of all, you have a great song, a 9-track album called Maze, which I will definitely get into. And it's like it sounds very cool, and it's like so many different sounds, and I'm very curious to dive more into that, but I love going back to the beginning. I always say the beginning kind of charts our trajectory in life. The things that we pick up along the way when we're kids kind of follow us into our adulthood. Tell me a little bit about what your childhood was like growing up, and kind of how did you find your way into music?
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So, I started to play the drums when I was about like 5. And then I kind of just picked that up, along the way. Let's see. I remember like moving to LA at like 19 and then owning a recording studio just last year. So yeah, I think I just have always kind of had this talent and this interest towards music. So yeah.
And drums were self-taught?
Yeah, it's all self-taught. It's all self-taught,
Nice.
yes.
Nice. That's awesome. I think there's something about self-taught versus going to school. I don't know. I feel it just sounds
It's
like it's
just like you're
different.
born with it almost. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, no. Love
So
it.
this awesome album, 9-track album, tell me a little bit about the process of making that and why is the title called Maze?
Yeah, for sure. I really did. I just told a lot of other people that I woke up. Um, it was like it wasn't even planned because I know I had a lot of songs in the vault that I
Mhm.
kind of just wanted to push out and push. I just wanted to get rid of them, and I'm just like, you just got to put it out anyways. And so I kind of just put it all together one morning and just impulsively kind of and just put it together. Not all the songs were made this in 2024. I
Mhm.
had a couple of I did a couple years back. I think that's Sang and then drums intro, which actually led me to the direction of being an artist because I've always just been a drummer and just drummed for other people and then did shows in LA. So yeah, that's how it kind of all went down.
Nice. So, as far as like the did you kind of when going into it, and I know you said like it was just like kind of it just happened kind of thing, or
Hmm.
you just kind of went with this impulse to go and make this like album. What did you kind of did the message kind of find itself that you
Yeah,
kind
the
of
message.
wanted to convey?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, the message just found itself. Um, yeah, yeah.
What do you think your message is when or what you want people to kind of like walk away with once they listen to it?
Um, I mean, whatever resonates with you, um, that's great. Um, I just feel like when I'm making my music, it's really therapy for me.
Okay.
So anyone who stumbles upon my music, and if anything that resonates to you, then that's awesome and that's great, and I love that. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
so yeah,
I
yeah.
like that. That's absolutely awesome. Um, where so like when you know how did you like certain when producers or when people get into making the album or some music, they kind of like hire producers, or did you do kind of like everything yourself, like down to like sound, like mixing, or did you
Yeah,
have
so I also produce. I had an engineer. We recorded in my studio. Um, there's a couple songs I did that was options and that was say. But other than that, yeah, I did have a guy who helped me along the way too. But yeah, for the most part, yeah. I mean, I drum, I produce. Um, play guitar a little bit. I dabble on the guitar. It's all just self-taught. It's all just self-taught. Um,
I think that's important these nowadays in like in this time because it feels like,
yeah,
like if you don't know how to do like it's like being your own self-sufficient kind of engine, especially in this business of music. It can be very pricey to hire everyone to do everything. So it's good to know a lot
absolutely. Absolutely.
of different hats. So I love asking this question and there's no wrong answer, but the three levels of influence. It's money, power,
Okay.
and respect. And if you could choose only one of those things, which one would you choose and why?
I would say respect goes a long way in the music industry
Hmm.
um, on both ends. Um, that's the one I'd choose just because without a solid, without a solid team or just anything, and if they don't respect you, it's just not going to go your way. I think a lot of artists know that.
Hmm.
Um, but I would just choose respect. Absolutely. 100%.
Great
Um,
answer.
yeah.
Yeah, I was reading something about like, you said some of the like the lyrics are just basically talking about your toxic relationships and what you've been through, which
Mhm.
I think it's super cool to actually talk about those things and be very vulnerable when it comes to, expressing your emotions on through music.
Mhm.
I think artistry it's really cool to show. Like, it's really good to talk about really happy things, which I'm awesome. Like, I love that. But like,
Right.
it's really cool to hear the not so lovely things, and
Mhm.
throughout we experience your life. I think a lot of people can relate to that too. So if you don't mind talking about some of those things, what have you learned from those toxic relationships that you've been through?
Um, I would say, I would say, just keep going, and just res I don't know, just keep going. I mean, there's no rules to this. Just keep going. Um, I don't even have, I don't even know what to say to that because I'm a little toxic myself. Um,
Hey, that's
yeah,
honest. That's
yeah,
honest.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't know how to answer
No, no,
that.
don't be sorry. It's a very honest answer.
Yeah.
I think it's honest though. No, but I think it's interesting because I feel like a lot of people like, especially music, it's so competitive, right? And so it's hard to
Yes.
you're going against like a lot of the, some people who've been in the music for many years on the
Right.
charts. You're trying
Right.
to make those same charts and it's like,
Right.
do you ever feel like and how do you get yourself out of that kind of you ever feel like, oh man, this
It's
is too
not.
much.
Yeah. I mean, all the time. All the time. I just feel like those who do music, you can't really focus on, it's not going to get there, the numbers and that, because you're doing it for the wrong reason. Do
Right.
music because you want to love, like you love it and it's your passion and it's your thing. Um, because if you're just going to compare yourself to people all the time, it's just going to drive you nuts. Um,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I can tell people too. Um, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's really it. I know when I created this EP, I
Hmm.
didn't really think of like, oh, I hope this goes somewhere and this and that. Like music is really just my therapy. And if it lands somewhere, then that's great.
Hmm.
But I mean, and if it resonates with someone out there, then that's awesome too. And I get
Yeah.
a message across. But that's just really why I do music. It's not because the
Like your
algorithm, and
intention.
obviously that matters, but I just feel like don't do it for that because it will be for the wrong reason.
I see what you're saying.
It's
Like,
gonna,
don't have
it's
like
gonna, yeah, it will
expectation.
happen, yeah, naturally, yeah,
That's a
over
good way to look.
time and just learning and growth, and it will, yeah, you just got to keep at it. Yeah,
Absolutely. I think that's
yeah.
a beautiful way to look at it because I think sometimes too, you can't, that's so, if you, well, I don't know if it's like, I think expectation is great and to a certain degree,
Mhm.
but I think if it's like if you don't go for something, you're gonna be like, well,
You're
I
not gonna know
could
at
have,
all. Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Absolutely. Do you feel like the music industry is changing, at least from what you've seen and your experience in the music world? Do you feel like it's changing for the better when it comes to artistry and especially independent artists?
Um, yes and no. I feel like just music and just in the music industry period right now, I just feel like it's changed a lot
Mhm.
over these years with TikTok and all these new things, which is a great way to to show our like creativity. But yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of TikTok, but
Same.
I don't really get it, but it's just one of those things you have to do because I feel like most kids, that's where you're gonna get your audience. That's where you're gonna get your engagement, as far as like Instagram and Twitter and so on. So I definitely feel like we have more platforms to showcase your creativity in
Mhm.
a sense, but I'm just learning and growing like everybody else. Just learning and
Absolutely.
growing like everybody else. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I hear you have your own studio, Icebox Studio, which is very
Yes,
cool.
ma'am.
And that's so tell me about that venture. And that's I mean, I think that's absolutely amazing. I really love when, artistry or just any creative can go out and do
Hmm.
their own thing and have their like kind of have their own like ownership, which I feel like
Hmm.
to me, I think is very important in this business to maintain.
Of course. So I started Icebox like a year ago, freshly new.
Nice.
Um, freshly new.
Was that a lot? Was
Um,
that a process to start all that or?
yeah, it was, yeah, it was a lot. I remember going in, I was like, this is gonna be easy, being an owner, it's gonna help me with my artist, and
Mhm.
it was the opposite. The opposite. But no, I've loved the journey. I've loved the journey of it. Still building as we speak. But I love it. Like it's kind of like a private studio for me too, at the end of the day, if nobody books their sessions. So it's just a great way to, you know, help me with my artist, like artist, like artivity, like creativity. It just, yeah, it helps. It helps. I have my own space.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it's
great. I mean,
great.
I think that's a great look for artistry, to say that you have
Right,
your
right.
like, studio because I think a lot of artists want to be able to have that space to create in a studio. How do what like for, as far as like collaborations when it comes to finding people to collaborate with, and I did some like research on your music and
Okay.
um stuff, there was a song I did. It was a young lady, and I think you guys like were on the. I don't know if it's Runyon Canyon
Oh, it's
hike.
called Gemini. It's called
Gemini.
Gemini.
Yeah,
I forgot
yes.
about that project. That's crazy.
Funny.
Yeah, that's really
Um,
funny.
but
That's
I was
crazy.
curious, like when it comes to collaborations, like
Okay.
how do you know if a collaboration is something you want to like somebody when you work with, like
Yeah,
or develop an artist or
for
whatever?
sure. Um, I honestly go off of your vibe. That's just that.
Got it.
Um, First is your vibe. Because if I go in a room and I just feel the vibe is off, I'm just gonna exit immediately.
Right.
Yeah, that's and then but yeah, I just feel like if it clicks, it clicks. It's not really like I mean, you'll know. I know that girl specifically back in the day, for example, like we went in a room. I didn't even think we are supposed to do a song.
Mhm.
Just kind of happened. It really just kind of happened. All my music, it just kind of happens. I don't even know
Interesting.
how, why. It just happens. Literally, it just happens. It's just all about vibes. It's like I'll go into a studio, I'll go into a session and I'll want to work on this and plan to work on this, and then I just end up creating something completely different, and then it turns into like a rough in the song. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really have rules to this. I just go in and
Like
yeah,
if the energy
if
is right,
that's
you're like,
that, then
yeah,
exactly, like literally, yeah.
that's
So
cool. That's really cool.
yeah.
So I love that you have like kind of like different types of sounds on this album. And I think it was
Uh-huh.
also drill and a lot of different type of sounds. And I like what you said. It's like a journey through the track is like a trip through a
Mhm.
maze. And I was like, huh, well, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because I feel like that's what life is sometimes. It
Mhm.
can be a lot of ups and downs, a lot of variables to it. Um,
For sure.
so with that, do you feel like, as far as like life being a maze and this music world being kind of a maze, with this whole AI thing that's been introduced, how do you feel about that when it pertains to music? Are you embracing it? Are you kind of on the fence about it when it comes to creative?
Yeah, I'm embracing it. I mean, I'm honestly just trying to figure out like everyone else in this life. I know the world is kind of crazy right now.
Yeah.
Um, I just, I really just write and I just go into a booth, whatever's on my mind. It's therapy. Life is crazy right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
How are you
just
dealing with it?
got, yeah. I just really, it's music. It's music. It's really music.
Mhm.
Therapy. I know I have like three, four songs I'm working on right now. Um,
Nice.
yeah. I just, yeah. I just, yeah.
Wait, so
I
you're not
don't
originally from LA, but or are you, you're originally from LA, but you moved
No, no, no. No, no, no. I'm from Boston,
to
Massachusetts. And then
Boston? Nice.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then lived like a couple years in Salt Lake City and then I transferred to LA at 19 and I'm still living there.
Nice.
Um that's the story. I don't think people know. But
Hey, I get the
yeah.
inside scoop. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, so wait, so you, how do you feel now that, it's been some years, you've been in LA? Do you feel like things are getting better? How do you feel about it? Like, I guess on a spiritual sense, do you like where things are heading with Los Angeles now? I mean, it's a weird time because it's like all
Yeah, yeah,
things
yeah.
are happening.
Honestly, I'm gonna be honest. I love LA
Mhm.
just for the chaos and everything. I mean, LA is LA.
True.
Um, the music scene is great. People, the connections, it's all great. But I just feel like there's a darkness in LA. Like it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like there's a weird negative like energy in Los Angeles. So you
Hmm.
really just have to stick to yourself and
Mm.
just watch your back, stick to yourself, trust yourself. Cause at the end of the day, like literally all you have is you at the end of the day in LA.
Hey, that's
Yeah, that's
honest.
all I could just if I could tell someone right now or trying to move to LA, I would just say, just trust your back, just be careful, but
Yeah,
also just like, enjoy the process of it.
sure.
Um, yeah, just like anything else. Yeah, that's
Do you
just
miss
LA.
do you miss Boston?
Yeah, I like Boston. I like Boston. It's cool. I like Boston. I love the East Coast.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get out to New York too. I'm trying to move my business out there too.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah, I love the East Coast. It's cool.
Very
Yeah.
cool. What do you see for yourself in the next, I'd say next 5 years from now? What do you see?
Um, I don't know. I just trust God. I don't even know. I don't even know.
Okay.
Um, yeah, just trust God and just focus on the now,
Focus
and
on now. I love that.
all I have to say. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, so I have a fun question, and there is no wrong answer. So if you could have coffee with a music legend, living or dead, who would it be, and what would you ask on that coffee date?
Okay. I would ask. I really ask what's her name? Jonas Joplin. Jonas Joplin.
Oh,
I
okay.
grew up. It's crazy. I grew up on like, yeah. I know it's like way off, but like I grew up on like Hendrix and like Rolling Stones. Just a lot of people don't know. And I think that's kind of why I kind of changed my variety into that because I just grew up with that. So I just love her. I don't know. I just love her style and her music. I think a lot of people would get it. Um, but yeah, shout out to Janis Joplin.
Right?
Um, yeah,
What
she's
would you
cool.
what would you ask her if you could have coffee with her?
Um,
Like one question.
what? I don't know. That's a good question. Just I don't know. I don't really ask those questions. I don't really like. I don't. I don't know. I don't care about the fame or the, I just I would just say, you know, how's life? Like normal question. I don't know, how's life?
Love it.
Um, yeah, yeah,
That's a great
yeah.
question. How's
I don't
life?
know, how's life? How's life? How's life?
I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. What advice would you give to up and coming artists that want to just get into this crazy music world?
Just be ready. Just be ready. Just be ready. Yeah, just be ready for it. That's
Just
all I have to say. Just be ready and know what you're getting into. Do a little research, just be ready. Because I know for me,
Mhm,
um, I didn't expect to be in this like artistry, whatever you want to call it, because I was just a drummer,
mhm,
and I wasn't really ready. So just be ready. I wish I did research before,
mhm.
um, doing that. But yeah, just be ready and just have fun with it. And yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's good. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very important to have fun, in this industry because, if you don't, then, I think, or anything that do creatively or
Right, right,
any adventure, I feel like if you're not having fun, then is it really worth it at the end of the day?
right, for sure. No, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, ma'am.
So you said you're working on some new music. Can you give us a little taste of like what could we expect? Just a little teaser of like what could we expect from it?
Yeah, it's really more kind of like R&B with like as far as sounds. Um, it's definitely more like strictly, it's not really all over the place. It's just like R&B. I'm
Okay.
just trying to
Like
focus
that
on like an
love
R&B
music.
EP. Yeah, it was toxic, but then it's also like rapping and yeah, it's just like rap. It's like a singy rap to it. I like it. It's a vibe. I hope y'all like
Okay.
it too.
It's a
I
vibe.
fuss with it. So yeah, it's definitely kind of like options. Um,
Nice.
yeah, it's more of that, but I like it. Yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Mhm.
Where can people find you on social media to follow everything you have coming up?
You can search up Just Hutch on all platforms. I'm there, and Instagram is Just Hutch Official. You can find me at, and yeah,
Nice.
I'm
And
right
may I
there.
ask, where did the name for your like artistry name come from?
I played lacrosse in high school, and this is random. And my coach was like, "Oh, your name doesn't really suit you, so we're gonna call you Hutch." And that's my last name, so we kind of just chopped it up, and
Oh,
the
nice.
name just fitted. So I mean, yeah, I just kind of rock with it.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very cool. I like it. Nice.
yeah. I don't. Yeah.
I
So
love
yes,
that.
yeah. It's so random, but like, yeah,
I think there's something about names, I think too, when like an artist has an artistry name, I just think there's something to it. Like, it's like, I don't know, like it just adds to the personality.
the character and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Hmm. Yeah.
nice.
Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was a pleasure speaking to you about life
That,
and all that you got going on.
right. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. And thank you all for listening. And always remember to live, love, laugh. We'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.